In the course of the English medium history, in the last classes we discussed up to the Jainism, and now we are going to discuss Buddhism. Jainism and Buddhism, these two are the couple topics to teach, because in the 6th century BC there occurred religious movement. In that religious movement, Jainism and Buddhism, these two are contributed more and more for the development of the Sudras and women. Why this Buddhism and Jainism started in 6th century BC, that has been discussed earlier. Because of the violence, sacrification of the animals, and discrimination towards the women and Sudras. Sanskrit was a major place. Only people of higher born got the attainment of the status of Dvija. All these are causes for the existence of Buddhism and Jainism. This Buddhism and Jainism, these two started protest against the old traditions. Buddhism and Jainism started protest against the old tradition. Wherever you find the religious movements, that will be protest against the old traditions. Yeah, after the completion of the Jainism, now coming to the point of the Buddhism. Founder of Buddhism, Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha was founder of Buddhism. Gautama Buddha, originally called as Siddhartha. The original name of Gautama Buddha is called as Siddhartha. Siddhartha born in 563 BC. He born in 563 BC. Birthplace where he born at Kapilavastu. That is the area called Lumbini. In the Kapilavastu, the area called Lumbini Park. Father of Siddhartha, Suddhodana. Suddhodana was father of Siddhartha. Suddhodana, he was king of Kapilavastu and belongs to the Sakya Kshatriya family. Belongs to Sakya Kshatriya family. Sakya Kshatriyas. This is one type of the Kshatriyas in Vaishali, Sakya Kshatriyas. In Kapilavastu area. Mother Mahamaya. Mother Mahamaya, are also called as Maya Devi. Mahamaya or Maya Devi. Mother Mahamaya or Maya Devi. Father Suddhodana, Mother Mahamaya or Maya Devi. And there was a story of dream who got by the Mahamaya. Mahamaya, she got a dream. While Buddha was in her womb, she got a dream. Mahamaya, she got a dream, that is a white elephant. Spoil the womb of Mahamaya. In the dream, she got a dream one day night in the early morning. People, we know that early morning dreams are coming to true. She got a dream in the early morning. In the dream, some angels taken her to go to the sacred bath. She was taken to the sacred bath, to the sacred lake. While she was in the sacred bath, a white elephant entered and spoiled the womb of Mahamaya or Maya Devi. So she got miscarried. Suddenly she woke up because every mother, she has more and more expectations on the birth of issue or one child. Immediately whenever she got that dream, womb was spoiled, immediately she woke up and she said the dream to the Suddhodana husband. She said the dream to the husband. Suddhodana, he called all the astrologers. She called the astrologers. He wanted to know the meaning of the dream. Why she got that dream? What is that meaning of the dream? Why she got the dream of spoiling the womb? So for these questions, all the astrologers, they came to the home. After looking at what is that astrology, planets and everything, after looking at the everything, they said, all the astrologers, they said that you are going to, Suddhodana, you are going to give a male birth, male son. That is a male birth, male child. You will get son. But this son would become either great saint or great king. Great saint or great king. Every king, he wanted to become his son as a great king, but he don't want to become great saint. So this was happened. After giving birth to the after giving birth to the Siddhartha, Mahamaya died. And Siddhartha, he was brought up by the Prajapati Gautami stepmother. Prajapati Gautami, she was stepmother of Siddhartha's stepmother. That's why Siddhartha is also called as Gautama. Another name of Siddhartha. That was Gautama, because he was brought up by Prajapati Gautami. So this happened. Prajapati Gautami, she got a son called Devadatta. Devadatta was a cousin of Siddhartha. This was the family. Father Suddhodana, mother Mahamaya. Mahamaya died. After the death of the Mahamaya, he was brought up by the Prajapati Gautami. Because of that, he got that title Gautama, because of Prajapati Gautami. And Father Suddhodana, he afraid of the character of this person, character of the Gautama or Siddhartha. Then he kept into the separate palace. He was kept into the separate palace. A palace constructed, separate palace has been constructed. He was living in the separate palace. And he got married Yasodhara, wife of Siddhartha, Yasodhara. He got son Rahul. Rahul was the son of Siddhartha. After this, he was in the separate room, separate palace. Finally, one day, he came out from the palace to visit the city, Kapilavastu. While he was roaming on the roads of the Kapilavastu, along with the charioteer, he watched 4 great scenes. These were the 4 great scenes of Buddhism. 4 great scenes of Buddhism. Siddhartha, happened to see the streets of Kapilavastu. The four great scenes were watched by him. That is, the first one is he watched that old man. He came along with charioteer Channa. Channa, he was a charioteer. Siddhartha, he asked, what is this old man to the Channa? Because while Siddhartha, he was there in the palace, all young people are working, no sick man would enter into the room and no sin will enter into the room. That's why he doesn't know the difficulties, he doesn't know the hard work. That's why whenever he looked at the old man, he asked the Channa. Channa said, everyone would become old because of growing the age. Oldness gives troubles to the people. Oldness gives suffer to the people. So that's why he was suffering. And second, he was the second that a sick man. That also asked, everybody will got a disease called sick. He got the leprosy disease. He was suffering with leprosy disease. And third was a religious beggar. A religious beggar. He looked at the religious beggar. And he thought that he was very good. He was called as a monk, religious beggar called as a monk. His life was best because he renounced everything. He did not have any property. He did not have any borrows. He did not have any attachments. He did not have any bonds. That's why his life was very happy. Sannyasin life. The fourth one, what he watched, that the fourth scene was corpse, a dead body. He watched a dead body corpse. So corpse means dead body. After watching that, he asked to the charioteer Channa, corpse, a dead body means at any one of the time people would die. After the death there is no life. Physically demise. After watching all these things, he realized that world is full of sorrowness. The complete world is full of sorrowness. And he wanted to know what is the cause for the sorrow. What is the cause for the sorrow? He decided to renounce his family. He decided to renounce his family and worldly life to find a solution for the suffering. He wanted to find out a solution for the suffering. So because of that, he wanted to come out from all the bonds. One day, at the age of 29 years, one day, Siddhartha, he came out from the palace. Along with his charioteer Channa. He exit from the house. That is what called as great exit. He exit from the house. That is what called as great exit. Great exit in the Buddhism, it is called as Mahabhiskramana. Mahabhiskramana, great exit from the house. He went out from the house. He went on the chariot some distance. After that, he removed all his ornaments. He cut his hair and he left the royal dress All these were packed. He wore a single robe, saffron color, single robe. He wore the single robe. Like what we watched in the Sixth Sense movie. Like Surya, while he was Pallava king was converting to the Bodhidharma, he left all the royal dresses and is wearing a single robe. That has been taken from the Buddhism, the concept of the Buddha. So Buddha, he wore single robe. He sent back all his belongings to his father. That indicates, I am safe, don't search for me. He sent a message to his parents and to his family. Finally, he went to some areas. First, he visited to the Rajagriha. He went to the Rajagriha. There he joined in the house of Alara Kalama. He went to the homage of Alara Kalama. Homage means ashram. Homage of Alara Kalama. Alara Kalama was the first teacher of Lord Buddha or Siddhartha. Siddhartha's first teacher, Alara Kalama, he taught Sankhya philosophy. What is this Sankhya philosophy? Sankhya philosophy denied the existence of God. It denied the existence of God, Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy said that God is not cause for the creation of the world. Nature is cause for the creation of the world. So he realized that. After this, he left Alara Kalama and again he went to the Udraka Ramaputra, other place, Vaisali. He went to the Vaisali, Udraka Ramaputra homage. Here he learned meditation techniques. Siddhartha learned meditation techniques from Udraka Ramaputra. So he learned Sankhya philosophy. He also learned meditation techniques from Udraka Ramaputra. After this, he spent his life for 6 years. He roamed with starvation. He habituated for the starvation. Finally, after roaming the 6 years, he went to the Uruvela village. He went to the Uruvela village on the river bank of Niranjan. He sat under the peepal tree. He sat under the peepal tree for meditation. He continued meditation for 49 days. Siddhartha continued meditation for 49 days. While he was in the meditation, he was disturbed by a spirit of king called Mara. The spirit of king disturbed him. While this Mara, spirit of king, disturbed Siddhartha while he was in the meditation, Mara said, "You were sitting and sleeping, but there your father and your wife, son were sent to jail by your cousin Devadatta, but you are simply sitting and closing your eyes." Mara said to the Buddha. Buddha did not get disturbed because the aim of the Mara to disturb Buddha. Thus was the spirit of a king roaming in that area. But Buddha did not get disturbed. It gave storms, speed winds, and also severe rain, severe cold, severe hot, even though Buddha did not get disturbed. Finally, this Mara, the spirit of king, asked to the Buddha, "What is the truth? Please tell me what is the truth." Your father and mother, you left your father and your family. Whenever you came out from the house, your horse, the name of the horse of Buddha, Kantaka died after the Buddha went out from the house. And the name of the Kantaka, there is a place in Andhra Pradesh, Kantaka Saila. This is called as Ghantasala at present. Ghantasala at present. Buddha's horse died after Buddha left home. Okay, this was happened. Finally, while Mara was disturbing to the Buddha, he touched the earth with his palm. Thunder appeared. A voice come out from the thunder, that is, I am the truth, I am the truth. Then he realized, Mara realized, and Mara left. Touching earth by the Buddha with his palm is called as Bhusparsha Mudra. Bhusparsha Mudra in Buddhism. That was a Bhusparsha Mudra in Buddhism. It is a great painting in Ajanta caves. This question asked earlier in the around 2011, I think. In the 2011 Civil Services Prelims, they asked this question, Bhusparsha Mudra. Every point of the Buddhism is important. Every point of the Buddhism is important. He continued 49 days. Buddha continued 49 days. While Buddha was in the meditation under the tree, a farmer girl, a peasant girl or farmer girl called Sujata, she was bringing a Naivedya to the Buddha every day. That is giving rice and milk to the Buddha every day. She was a daughter of farmer Sujata. Remember, this is also important. Sujata, a farmer daughter, given rice and milk to the Buddha. After the 49th day, in 49th day, Buddha enlightened. Buddha enlightened in Uruvela village. This Uruvela village called as Bodh Gaya. After the Buddha, it is Bodh Gaya. And now he became Tathagata. Buddha became Tathagata. Who did not know about the past, who did not think about the past. Tathagata. Who scored victory over the past. He did not have any past things. Since from this he was called as Buddha. Buddha means wise. And he was also called as Sakya Muni. Sakya Muni. A saint of Sakya. Sakya Muni. Gautama, Siddhartha Gautama became Buddha. Gautama Buddha. He enlightened under the peepal tree. That is what called as Sambodhi. Enlightenment is called as Sambodhi. Sambodhi. It is enlightenment in the Buddhism. Buddha got enlightened. Sambodhi. Nirvana. What called as Nirvana. After the getting of the Sambodhi, or after getting of wise, he became wise. And he came out from that place. He came out from that place. He went to the Saranath. First he visited to the Saranath. Deer Park. In the Saranath Deer Park, immediately after the enlightenment, he started teaching. Buddha started to teach. He delivered his first speech at Saranath. He delivered his first speech at Saranath. This was also called as first sermon. First sermon. First sermon. First sermon of Buddha is called as Dharmachakra Parivartana. This is called as Dharmachakra Parivartana. This Dharmachakra Parivartana symbolized with wheel. It is symbolized with wheel. Buddha's first preachings. So Buddha, he taught for the 5 people, 5 members. He taught for the 5 members. These 5 members were Kaundinya, Buddha's disciples. Kaundinya, Vappa, Baddiya, Aswajit, and Mahanama. These 5 were the 5 disciples of Buddha. He taught to them, but no one accepted. Initially, no one accepted the principles of Buddha. He delivered a speech to them. That is what called as Dharmachakra Parivartana. To the 5 disciples of Buddha. After this started Buddha teachings in different places. Buddha, he started teachings in different places. There were 2 important disciples of Buddha. The 2 important followers of Buddha. They were Anand and Upali. Anand and Upali. These 2 were 2 main disciples of Buddha. Main disciples of Buddha. And whereas coming to the point of the Anand, he served lifelong to Buddha. Until the death of Buddha, Anand, he was there along with Buddha. Anand, a good disciple of Buddha. And Buddha, he visited several places. After the enlightenment, he started to teach different places. He went to the Uruvela. In the Uruvela, he made 10 disciples initially. In the Uruvela, there were 10 disciples. Started his preachings, started the spread of Buddhism. After this, he went to the Rajagriha. There, Bimbisara invited him. Bimbisara, he gave a place for the Buddha. That place is Venuvana. That is Venuvana, a place was given to the Buddha by the Bimbisara in Rajagriha. After this, he also visited Kosala. By this time, Kosala was under the control of Prasenjit ruler. This Prasenjit ruler has given Prasenjit and his queen sisters, all these followed Buddhism. They received the Buddhism. Later he went to the Kapilavastu on the invitation of his father. He visited Kapilavastu on the invitation of his father. And here Nanda, son of Gautami. Nanda, he was son of Gautami. Nanda, while he was becoming the king, he was crowned king. Before he was going to crown, Nanda, whenever he listened the preachings of Buddha, he renounced his royal titles. He left the throne and he received Buddhism, become a disciple of Buddha. After this, Buddha went to the Vaisali. Next, Buddha went to Vaisali. Here in the Vaisali, Amrapali, Amrapali. She was a courtesan. Courtesan Amrapali, she converted into Buddhism. She was a courtesan, dancer in the court. She also converted into Buddhism, and she donated a mango tree to the Buddha. Mango tree garden, the complete mango tree garden was donated to Buddha by the Amrapali. She donated that. Next, Kosambi. After this, Buddha went to the Kosambi, another place, Kosambi. Here Udayana was a ruler. Udayana, he was the ruler, Kosambi ruler. Udayana and his queen Samavati, these two followed Buddhism. Udayana followed the Buddhism, his queen also followed Buddhism in the Kosambi. After this, Buddha went to the Malla. It was Mahajanapada, one of the Mahajanapadas. It was Malla was a Republican Mahajanapada. Malla rejected the Buddhist philosophy. Malla rejected the Buddha's teachings. And also Malla rulers, Malla kings, they levied 500 gold coins as a fine if anybody listen the teachings of Buddha. If anyone listen the teachings of Buddha, they have to pay 500 gold coins. So that was happened. Like that too, Buddha visited the different places. At the age of the 8, after roaming this, Buddha delivered his speeches for 45 years, nearly 45 years. He enlightened at the age of 35 years. Remember, at the age of 29 years, Buddha left home, that is Mahabhinisramana. And at the age of 35 years, Buddha enlightened. That is what Siddhartha became Buddha. After this, he roamed nearly 45 years. 45 years he was there in the preachings. He preached for 45 years. 35 plus 45, 80 years. At the age of the 80 years, he reached to the Kushinagara. Where he received a food, last meal. That was the last meal. Food means last meal. The last meal for the Buddha was given by Chanda. Chanda gave last meal to the Buddha. What was that last meal? Chanda, he gave spoiled mushrooms and pork. Buddha gave spoiled mushrooms and pork. Chanda gave spoiled mushrooms and pork to the Buddha. Buddha eaten these two. He ate. Because of indigestion, food poison, Buddha died at the age of 80 years. In 483 BC, Buddha died at Kushinagara. After the death of the Buddha, Buddha's body and Buddha's items were shared by the 8 kings. They buried in 8 different places. By this ended the life of Buddha. And coming to this point, Buddha's birth, Buddha's enlightenment, and Buddha's death, all these happened on the day of Vaisakha Purnami. All these were happened on the day of Vaisakha Purnami. So like this, Buddha ended his life. After this, we can come to the point of the areas which were related to Buddha. What are the areas are related to Buddha? Coming to that point, there are different areas which has very close relation with Buddha. First, Rajagriha. In the Rajagriha, after the renouncing, first after came out from the house, first visit of Buddha, Rajagriha. In this Rajagriha, Buddha received first education. First education of Buddha received at Rajagriha, at the homage of Alara Kalama. Visited this place. And Vaisali. Next place, Vaisali. This was the second place. Here he received meditation techniques from Udraka Ramaputra. That was another area which was closely related to the Buddha. After this, Bodh Gaya. Next place, Bodh Gaya. This is originally called as Uruvela. Bodh Gaya, Uruvela. This place was enlightenment place of Buddha. Buddha enlightened here, Bodh Gaya, at the age of 35 years. Next, Saranath, another place, Saranath. Here in the Saranath, Buddha, he delivered first speech of Buddha. This is what called as Dharma Chakra Parivartana, symbolized with the wheel. Saranath. Saranath is considered as birthplace of Buddhism. This is birthplace of Buddhism. Birthplace of Buddhism. But Siddhartha born in Nepal, that is Rummindai. The new name of Lumbini. It is the birthplace of Buddha. Lumbini was birthplace of Buddha, but the birthplace of Buddhism was Sarnath. Sarnath was the birthplace of Buddhism. Along with this, Kapilavastu. It was another place which was related to the Buddha. Kapilavastu, it was invitation by the Buddha. After becoming Buddha, Buddha was invited by his father to visit Kapilavastu. Next to Magadha. Magadha, he established Sangha in Magadha, that is monastic order. Sangha is a monastic order of Buddhism. Monastic order of the Buddhism. Later period, Buddha, he also associated with Kushinagara. Kushinagara, it is a death place of Buddha, that is Mahaparinirvana. The death is called as Mahaparinirvana. Death place of Buddha, Kushinagara. After this, Sankashya, another place, Sankashya. It is located in the Farrukhabad district of Bihar. Buddha attained moksha here. He attained moksha. And another place called as Balkh. It is located in Afghanistan. Whenever Buddha went there, he visited two wealthy merchants called Tapusa and Tapusa. two wealthy merchants of Buddha, Tapusa and Ballika. Buddha visited these two people. These two people, after listening the Buddha's preachings, they converted into Buddhism. They converted into Buddhism. They also initiated. They completely immersed into the preachings of Buddha. So this happened. All these places are associated with Buddha. Okay, Buddha died, and there are 5 Panchakalyanas of Buddha. Panchakalyanas in the Buddhism. Panchakalyanas. The first one is birth of Buddha. This birth of Buddha symbolized with the inverted lotus. Inverted lotus. Bell looks like bell. Inverted lotus looks like a bell. Inverted the lotus. Second, great exit. Mahabhiskramana, great exit. Buddha, great exit. This great exit symbolized with horse. Symbolized with horse. Third, enlightenment. Enlightenment, that is Sambodhi. Enlightenment, Sambodhi. Sambodhi was symbolized with a tree because he enlightened under the Bodhi tree. Symbolized with the Bodhi tree. Bodhi tree. The fourth one was first sermon. First sermon of Buddha. First delivery. He delivered first speech at Deer Park in the Saranath. This was symbolized as wheel. Dharma Chakra Parivartana, symbolized with wheel. After this, last one, the fifth one is Mahaparinirvana. Mahaparinirvana. Mahaparinirvana means death of the Buddha. Death of the Buddha symbolized with stupa. With the relics of Buddha, they constructed, different kings, they constructed stupas. For example, Asoka. Asoka, he constructed 84,000 stupas in different places of India. 84,000 stupas constructed in different places of India. Stupa indicates the death of Buddha. Stupa is a semicircular dome stood on platform. It was a semicircular dome stood on the platform, surrounded by the arbitrary circular. This is Chhatra and Chhatradand. It has 4 gateways. It has the 4 gateways. This is stupa. Stupas were constructed in different places. These are the 5 Panchakalyanas of Buddhism. After this, next to, after the death of the Buddha, for the spread of Buddhism, coming to the point of the spread of Buddhism, for the spread of Buddhism, 4 Buddhist councils were held. 4 Buddhist councils were held in different places after the death of Buddha. 4 Buddhist councils. First Buddhist council. This first Buddhist council held at Rajagriha. It was the capital of the Haryanka dynasty. Rajagriha, it was the capital of the Haryanka dynasty. This was conducted by the king called Ajatasattu. Ajatasattu, he conducted this first Buddhist council. Council means a meeting to gather people for the discussions, disclosures over the Buddhism, for the development of the Buddhism. He was a king who started the Buddhism, who conducted the Buddhism. Ajatasattu. Mahakasyapa. Mahakasyapa, he was president of Buddhism. Mahakasyapa was the president of Buddhism. What happened in the first Buddhist council? In this first Buddhist council, some books were come out. Those are the Sutta Pitaka and Vinaya Pitaka. Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka were composed. Vinaya Pitaka was composed by the Upali. Sutta Pitaka was composed by the Anand. This was outcome of the first Buddhist council. In the first Buddhist council, the teachings of Buddha was composed as a Vinaya Pitaka to order to follow Buddha's life and everything in the Sutta Pitaka. Second Buddhist council held at Vaisali. It was capital during the time of the Sisunaga dynasty. The Sisunaga dynasty ruler Kalasoka, he conducted second Buddhist council at Vaisali. He was a king. Sabakami was a president. Sabakami, he was president of the second Buddhist council. But in the second Buddhist council, there occurred ideological differences among the groups of the people. They divided into two groups, that is schism, split occurred in the Buddhism. Two groups were formed. Theravadins, Mahasangikas. Theravadins and Mahasangikas. Theravadins, they did not follow any change. Mahasangikas wanted some change in the Buddhism. There occurred two groups, two splits. Because of this, during the time of the Asoka, he conducted third Buddhist council held at Pataliputra. Third Buddhist council held at Pataliputra conducted by the Maurya king Asoka. Because Pataliputra was capital of the Mauryans, conducted by the king Asoka. Asoka, he conducted third Buddhist council. The main aim of the conducting third Buddhist council to bring unity among the Theravadinis and Mahasangikas. Here, a person came from the Ceylon. He was president, Mogaliputta Tissa. Mogaliputta Tissa was the president. Came from the Ceylon. Mogaliputta Tissa, he was president and he composed Abhidhamma Pitaka. This Abhidhamma Pitaka, it speaks about the orders to follow. Orders. Whatever the things to follow in the Buddhism, that was composed in the Buddhism. Dhamma is another order. Fourth Buddhist council. But Asoka tried to bring unity among these two people, but Asoka failed. He failed to bring unity between these two people. Latter period, in the 2nd century AD, fourth Buddhist council held at Kashmir, that is Kundalavana. In Kashmir. Fourth Buddhist Council was held. This was conducted by the Kanishka ruler. Kanishka, he was a king. Vasumitra was a president Vasumitra. And here in the fourth Buddhist Council, Mahasangikas, Theravadinis were completely divided into two groups called Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayana and Mahayana. Two groups, that is, two groups were divided into two sects. These are the two sects. Two sects of Buddhism. So this is about the four Buddhist councils, most important. These four Buddhist councils can be remembered as RVPK. Rajagriha, Vaisali, Pataliputra, Kashmir. The places where they held RVPK. Like this you can remember: Rajagriha, Vaisali, Pataliputra, that is Kashmir or Kundalavana. These are the places conducted by the Ajatasatru, Kalasoka, Asoka and Kanishka. The presidents Mahakasyapa, Sabakami, Magaliputta Tissa, Vasumitra. First Buddhist council, Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka were composed. In the third Buddhist council, Abhidhamma Pitaka was composed. Sutta Pitaka, Vinaya Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka. These three are called as three Pitakas of Buddhism. By the third Buddhist council ended three Pitakas. This question was asked earlier in the UPSC and other PSC examinations. By the end of the third Buddhist council completed the composition of Buddhist literature, that is three Pitakas. Three Pitakas are called as sacred books of Buddhism. So for the development, for the spreading of the Buddhism started like this, started from the time of the Ajatasatru. So many people, they followed Buddhism. For the spread of the Buddhism, Buddha, he started Sangha. These are the three Ratnas of Buddhism. Three Ratnas: Sangha, Buddha, Dhamma. Sangha is an organization. It is an organization for the spread of Buddhism. Buddha means wise, getting knowledge. Dhamma, it is an order to follow. Each and every Buddhist monk, they should follow Sangam Saranam Gacchami, Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Sangam Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangam Saranam Gacchami. These are the things they have to spell. And Sangha, coming to the point of Sangha, it is a church. It is monastic order. Monastic order. Anybody can join into the Sangha. The people, those who are joined into the Sangha, they were called as monks. These are religious beggars. Religious beggars. But common people also can follow Buddhism. They are called as lay followers, Upasikas. Upasikas are the lay followers, those who are following Buddhism. Lay followers. So many people, they joined into the Sangha as a monks and Upasikas. But initially Buddha, he did not accept women to enter into the Buddhism. But Anand he said, and Anand proposed several times. Anand, he said to enter female into the Buddhism. Buddha said, the most dangerous element on the earth is women. Enter into any place, the place will broken into pieces. That was the statement of Buddha. But finally Buddha also accepted first woman. enter into the Buddhism, she was Gautami, Prajapati Gautami, and Amrapali courtesan also enter into the Buddhism. Angulimala, he was a thief, also taken Buddhism. Like this, different people, they converted into the Buddhism. Everybody, they are going to convert into the Buddhism. Buddhism main targeted on the Sudras and also women. Many Sudras and women, they followed the Buddhism. Like this, Buddhism spread several areas. And Buddhism, because of the patronage of Buddhism also spread because of the royal patronage. Buddhism got the royal patronage. Mauryan ruler Chandragupta Maurya followed Jainism, but Ashoka followed Buddhism. Ashoka, he followed Buddhism and he patronized the Buddhism. Ashoka was the first ruler in the Indian history. He sent Buddhist monks to the outside India to spread Buddhism into outside India. Ashoka was the first ruler. Ashoka was cause for the spread of Buddhism outside India. He sent even his two children also to the Sri Lanka, Sangamitra and Mahendra. Sangamitra and Mahendra. Like this, Ashoka, he sent Buddhist missionaries to the outside India. After the Ashoka started the what is that royal patronage, decline of the royal patronage during the time of the Sunga's period. Pushyamitra Sunga, he was against of Buddhism. Pushyamitra Sunga, he was against of Buddhism. In the same period, Pushyamitra Sunga period, the contemporary of Pushyamitra Sunga, Indo-Greek ruler, Indo-Greek king, Milinda. Milinda, he followed Buddhism. Milinda followed Buddhism, and Milinda, he was first foreigner who received Buddhism. First foreign king, he received Buddhism. He sat discussions with Nagasena. He asked questions to the Nagasena that composed as Milinda Panho. He was also cause for the spread of Buddhism. Indo-Greek ruler. And Satavahanas, during the time of the Satavahanas period, Satavahana kings, they did not concentrate more on the Buddhism, but Satavahana queens and common people, they followed more on the Buddhism. Like this, by the Gupta's period, Buddhism did not get any patronage. By the Gupta's time, Buddhism ended the spread, and Buddhism also lost its importance in India. Originally, India is the birthplace of Buddhism, but it lost importance in the India finally during the time of the Gupta's period. Yes, this is about Buddhism. We completed the life of the Buddha in the Buddhism. By here, we completed life of the Buddha in Buddhism and also spread of Buddhism. In the next video, we are going to discuss principles of Buddhism. There are the things to discuss: principles of Buddhism, causes for the decline of Buddhism, and also contribution of Buddhism. These areas we will discuss in the next video. Okay, follow that Buddhism, because Buddhism and Jainism, these two are most important topics to discuss for the examination. No examination will be without these two topics questions. Okay ma, good luck to you all.